Day 4 of my Tradeify Road to Payout series, and in today's episode, I'll be going over the exact setups I personally took on my Tradeify accounts to secure my 4th consecutive green day. And you guys know I'm all about transparency on my YouTube channel here, so to just show you guys proof before we get to the trades, here's proof of screenshot I took on my 4th consecutive green day on, again, 550k gross sim funded accounts from Tradeify. Here's me using Trade Syncer, okay, trading and copy trading across all 5 accounts with ease. Again, if you guys want access or use Trade Syncer, you can use my code JTRADES at checkout for 10% off. I recently got that code from them, so you guys can get the best discount possible for you guys to check out Trade Syncer. Again, I highly recommend using them just because I've had a great experience overall so far using their trade copier, and it's made everything so seamless in terms of copy trading accounts and not having to worry too much. But yeah, let's get the screenshots out the way now here, and let's go over the exact setups I took. So these are the 3 setups I took, okay? All right, so again, all I'm trading is a very simple continuation model that I teach all you guys within the ETU 100 course and mentorship. Again, let's go in replay mode here real quick so you guys can see everything real time of what I was looking at coming into this day. So what I was seeing at first was we were clearly bullish. Okay, if you go on a higher time frame, we can start on 30-minute. I don't usually go to the daily at all anymore because I have my indicator that just gives me the daily bias. If you want access, that's also linked down below. But 4 hour, usually I don't go on to as much anymore because it's too high of a time frame. I'm entering usually on the 1 minute, so there's not much you can see on the 4 hour aside from we're bullish. Okay, so bullish bias, again, 1 hour we're bullish as well. 30-minute we're also bullish, as you can see. But I think the easiest way to see structure here on this day was the 15-minute time frame. You can clearly see we're making higher highs and higher lows, and indicator is pointing bullish. So I had a bullish bias coming into the day because my ultimate draw on liquidity is this high here, this extreme high here, but we're focused on where price is currently trading because trading on off the 1 minute, and there could be ways where price can have and do all sorts of things before hitting this is final draw on liquidity. So I wouldn't be going for anything crazy like a big target like this on my trades, knowing what time frame I'm trading on, which is the 1 minute. But anyway, daily bias is bullish, structure wise clearly bullish, as you can see, right? We took out the slow here. It's not really a relevant low. The slow didn't make a new high, but we took out the slow here, and we held the slow, which is very important here, and made a new high. So we had a lot of breaks to the upside, and we're expecting a next break. So when I go on the 1 minute here, I was basically looking for a continuation setup here. And what I did on this first setup was basically had a limit order set at this OB because I was expecting this small range to deliver higher. So that's the POI I chose, and I had a limit order there. And you see, once we got on profit, good amounts, I went break even pretty quickly on this just because I'm entering off a limit order, and you guys don't know, limit orders have like the lowest win rate. All right, I just turned on the blinds so the lighting is better in here, but yeah, basically limit orders have the lowest win rate, so that's why I had a limit order there. And my target was obviously the next week high, and I went break even pretty quickly when we mitigated this POI here because you can see the break even is very close to the low that we made internally here on the 1 minute, and that would be like a 30 seconds or 5 seconds structural low point. So I'm break even pretty quickly there, and it hit me at break even roughly around here. And then I entered again because I saw confirmation we had like an IFG kind of setup here going on. I entered pretty impulsively there, and yeah, it did not really go much before hitting me out for -1 there. So you can see starting off the day with break even and -1. I think a lot of people would be a little tilted here. Some people, I hope you guys aren't, but it's only one trade or 2 trades, and it's only 1 RR down. But there was this origin that was unmitigated here, and on ES, there was an even more clear unmitigated PY here. So if you go on ES on this day, April 2nd, you can check the time on my trading view. If you go in there on ES, you'll see that looks a lot more clear. And yeah, it was an unmitigated PY on ES, and so once we hit this, I was looking for my entry here. Now, knowing that this range is very small, it is 25 candles, don't get me wrong, but the range size is very small. This is a very tight range. Like, look at these PYs here, right? It's a very small range. Example of like a big range would be something like this. This is a pretty big, solid, average size range. But yeah, very choppy price action over here. But this is a very tiny range to trade. So whenever we have a small range, you're doing 2 things usually. You can wait for a 1 minute confirmation. However, keep in mind, because the range is so small, made up of 1 minute candles, you'll likely either miss the move because price doesn't want to trace back in a small range, or you can get a much better RR trade on the seconds, or use a limit order. So I would recommend just use seconds or limit order in a very small range like this. Now I could have used a limit order here, but my stop loss would be definitely a lot more. So I was going to see if I can get some confirmation. I believe I took this on the 15 seconds. That's what I labeled here. Let's see. On the 15 seconds time frame, we had this OB get created. So you see this 50-second OB, had a limit order set there basically, and you know, got hit in there. Stop loss again, covering a little bit of low. I usually like to give it a little bit of wiggle room. I don't like having equal highs or lows. You will get stopped out a lot if you have equal highs and lows on something with less increments, such as ES. So keep that in the back of your mind. But basically, yeah, my target was, I forgot where I targeted. I believe it was the high there, unless I moved it there. But yeah, target the high there, and we ultimately went for that 6.28 RR trade here. So pretty killer setup here. Nothing much to this day, and that basically ended off my 4th consecutive green day on Tradeify accounts. And you can see, I think it wasn't a crazy big day. Yeah, $500, not even a big day. Again, base hits add up when you're copy trading accounts. I would recommend, if you guys are new to copy trading accounts, don't go for massive days. Number one, you have to follow their 35% consistency rule on Tradeify. I know some firms don't have that rule, but at least on Tradeify there is one. So yeah, you definitely don't want to go for a massive day, because then that means you have to make so much more P&L to even request that first payout. And that first payout is not even a big payout. Okay, I'll be requesting 7.5K on these 5 Tradeify funded accounts, and it's not a big payout. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It might be big for certain people. Of course, if it's your first payout, that's awesome. My first payout, I think, on trading was much smaller than 7.5K. But again, once you get enough payouts, once you start stacking accounts, once you really grow a personal account, it's not a big payout at all to me. And not here to flex or say that just a flex. It's more so just telling you guys, once you start compounding and seeing the fruits of your labor from trading profits, these are small payouts. But yeah, if you can request them every 5 days, you know, get 20 green days of straight green, that's even better. But yeah, for trading days, consistency rule, you can see on day 4 was not there yet, because I had a pretty big day, I believe, on the first day. You guys have to go back and watch that video. I've documented every single day on my channel so far on these Tradeify 50K accounts. So yeah, it kind of breaks down all the trades I took here. You guys think I speak too fast or slow, let me know in the comment section down below. I try to make these videos as concise as possible. I don't like to ramble as much as I used to. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the trading video format. If you guys have any suggestions on future things I can add to the trade recap videos that you guys think would help you out more in understanding my strategy system, or even, you know, things of nature such as proof and such, let me know. But yeah, you can clearly see, you know, we had a pretty massive downtrend move before taking out this high. I think ES actually took out this high on this day, I believe. I did mark it somewhere, but I believe ES might have taken out that high, so we made an SMT. But you can ultimately see, like later, we did eventually go for that previous day high. So that's something to be aware of in trading. You know, you don't want to always go for too many highs. You kind of want to go for the next week high. I even talked to a student about this recently, but you don't want to go for anything too crazy in terms of targets, since we're trading on the 1 minute time frame. And you kind of just want to flow with the market in a sense, right? You don't need to get too greedy, but you do want to be optimizing your winners, aka target the next high if we're trading continuations. Like a bad TP would be, for example, targeting just this here for 1 RR. That's very bad, because you're ending the day basically break even here, when you could have easily, with no additional effort, all you're doing is just send your TP somewhere where it makes more sense in terms of where price is supposed to go towards. It's bullish, going to the next high. Even if we don't take out this high, that doesn't mean, you know, you don't target this high here, okay? But you can clearly see, like, you would get close to TP in here, but you wouldn't have TP'd. So, you know, went 9, almost 10 RR here, but 6.28 is not bad considering it was just one massive spike candle. Oh, this is opening. Okay, it makes more sense now. 8 p.m. EST. This is the opening of ADA session. So yeah, if you have my indicator, you will know that as well. So keep that in the back of your mind. Be careful at open. You would probably recommend, or I would recommend, you go and break even. But if price is already really far from your break even or stop loss, you can just leave it open, to be honest, most of the times. You won't get slippage too much, but yeah, just be careful of spike candles at open. And that basically sums up the Tradeify day 4. So hope you guys do enjoy today's video. If you guys want more from me, you can check out my website. I have the course and mentorship with one spot available left on that. And then there's a free Discord server as well. And I'll catch you guys on the payout request video, which actually I'm recording this video on day 5 since I didn't record this video yesterday on day 4 or whenever day 4 was. So I'll be recording that payout video, and I'll see if I want to upload the Tradeify payout video either today or tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I have a lot of videos to upload, to be honest, here, because I have to also upload the Top Step live payout video. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.